Good morning. And it is a good morning, and that's nice. Anyway, today what I thought I would just share with you, I started making my tincture the other day, and I'm going to open them up and look at them and give them a shake, make sure they're doing just fine. Well, I hope wow, I got that lid on too tight. Okay, we'll check this one. And I'm just gonna poke it down in and stir it all around and then shake it up. This is the chamomile that I made. And if you make it, you want to shake it, you want to keep checking it and make sure it's doing well. I'm going to try, yeah, I got it that time. It wasn't that hard. And so we're going to go for it. And this is my elderflower. And it looks fine. There. And I'm going to shake that up. Okay, and like I said, I want it to go about 6 weeks. And then you might have asked, and some of you did, well, how do I take it? What do I do with it? And so I thought I would share a couple of experts with you. One is Rosemary Gladstar, and one is Rico Check's plant medicine. And so I'm going to start out with Rosemary's book, and it talks about chronic problems, and it talks about acute problems, and it talks about how much is a drop. Okay, and the other thing is, well, when I looked at this, they always talk about if you're elderly, you want to take less. And I'm not really excited about the word elderly, I don't know why. But all of a sudden it dawned on me, I'm elderly. And I need to maybe adjust how I'm taking this stuff. So anyway, and herbs do work. Now if you try an herb and you think, okay, this isn't doing anything for me, change to a different herb. And we get a mindset like medicine you take for a certain disease. Well, herbs aren't quite like that. You want to find an herb that works for you and your constitution. And we're all a little bit different. But basically, you know, you can think, okay, I don't have white willow out here, but white willow and meadowsweet, aspirin originally were made from those two herbs. So you think, okay, those two herbs are going to work for my headache. And if you take white willow and it doesn't seem to do the job, change to meadowsweet. Feverfew is one that they always talk about migraines. Well, maybe it doesn't work for you. Try another one. But anyway, back to the dosages. The chronic problems are long-term imbalances such as hay fever, arthritis, back pain, insomnia, and other things. So this is what you do if you have chronic problems. And it talks about tea, it talks about tinctures, and it talks about capsules. So tea, you would drink 3 to 4 cups daily for several weeks. On tinctures, which are also extracts, you would take a half to 1 teaspoon 3 times daily. Now, I would start out, I have another herbalist teacher that always talks about titrating up. So what that means, where it says a half to 1 teaspoon 3 times daily, I would start out at 1/4 a teaspoon. If it didn't work, then work your way up. You may never have to take that teaspoon, And a teaspoon would be fine if you have to work your up, especially on your grandmother made tinctures, because they're not as strong as the commercial tinctures. I was going to see if this said what it was, a 1 to 5 or a 1 to 3. This is a commercial one. I can't see it on here, but the ones you've made in that grandmother fashion, go ahead. The 1 teaspoon is not going to be, if you have to work your way up to that amount, but don't go over that amount. Remember, it is medicine. And if you're sensitive to medicine, start out really low. Okay. Then acute problems are sudden, reaching a crisis, and needing quick attention. And examples of that is a toothache, migraines, bleeding, burns, sudden onset of cold or flu. And for the tea, you would do 1/4 to 1/2 cup served throughout the day, up to 3 to 4 cups. Then on the extracts or the tinctures, you would take 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon every 30 to 60 minutes until the symptoms subside. And okay, then it talks about how much is a drop. Okay, 35 drops, which is a dropper full, and so, whoops, okay, and I have some water here, so I am putting in approximately 35 drops, or 1/4 of a teaspoon. 1/4 of a teaspoon doesn't look like oh, that's an 1/8, no wonder it looks so little. Okay, there's 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then, if you were taking 1/2 teaspoon, it would be 2 1/2 dropperfuls. And if you were doing a whole teaspoon, that would be 5 dropperfuls. So that's how it is. And let's say I put my hawthorn in here, but I also know that yarrow goes with hawthorn. Well, I can go ahead and I'm going to add another 1/4 teaspoon to that, and I can do it at the same time. But realize this is in alcohol, and you don't want to get too much alcohol at one time. But I mean, that's a silly statement because we know that won't be. But you see, you're not putting much in there. You're not doing it by the tablespoons. You're not drinking it like it's, the alcohol content is very low, really. So I'm going to drink this. I'm going to start my day. And what's it going to do for me? The hawthorn supports cardiovascular health. It's for the heart. Yarrow also combines and is good for that. It's good for blood pressure. It's good for digestion. It's good for your gut. If I get a nosebleed, I try yarrow. Also cayenne works, also plantain works, also rose works. Those are all what they call works. Well, rose and plantain especially are called vulneraries. They help stop the bleeding. Okay, so cheers. Have a good day. Enjoy yourself. This is the only day you're going to have at this time today. I mean, this is it. And then tomorrow will be a whole different day, but enjoy this one. You'll never get this day back.